In the natural world, a split second can change everything. Survival depends on it. By bending time, these unseen moments are essentially revealed, unveiling the biomechanics behind extraordinary and ingenious animals. Below the waterline, on solid ground, and high above. What's usually missed in a blink becomes an incredible revelation. Specialist cameras capture these sensational, practically invisible snippets, giving access to a world rarely seen, putting the animal kingdom on instant replay. Decipher nature's masterful engineering and design. Witness wildlife caught in motion, constantly moving. A fluid superhighway where buoyancy overrides gravity. But motion is challenged by water's resistance, its viscosity and density 800 times greater than air. The instinct to survive demands movement, no matter how simple. Body shape became a major influence on technique and style. In the pursuit of hydrodynamics, aquatic animals display a vast repertoire, utilizing speed, stealth, or creativity to endure. In the depths, the less drag, the better. Sleek design, a distinct advantage for predator and prey alike. The open ocean, the perfect environment to fine-tune speed. A sailfish in full flight, considered the fastest in the sea. This is an animal built for speed. Long, streamlined body, a sturdy yet flexible skeleton, bound by muscle. A heart 3 times larger than most fish. Highly efficient gills, turbocharging their warm blood with oxygen. Internal heating makes them stronger swimmers with faster response times, and also improves their vision. Warmer retinas make them uber-sensitive to minute flashes of reflected light, allowing them to hone in on erratically moving prey. A rare occurrence off the coast of Mexico, a large flotilla of sailfish have gathered to hunt. When patrolling, their namesake sail is slotted into fin grooves, stowed to reduce drag. The switch to attack mode is ominous. When hunger calls, sailfish simultaneously deploy their expansive dorsal fins and long pectoral fins. Spreading them out improves maneuverability and stability. Breakneck turns are achieved with a lightning-fast flick of their sail, slamming against the water like a massive brake. Working as a mob, these pelagic predators use their massive sails to round up their quarry, endlessly swooping and circling to corral the bait ball. Now, their sword-like bill comes into play. Sailfish wield their infamous rapiers in a stealthy fashion, thanks to their sail. It keeps their heads still, allowing them to insert their blade undetected into the school. Then, the slashfest begins. Baitfish are wary of movement, so small head flicks are used to deliver big blows. The sailfish's skull is like the hilt of a sword. The smallest head movement is magnified at the tip, which swings like a pendulum, resulting in wide-ranging slashes. The bill tip can cover 6 meters in a second, faster than the flee response of their prey. Each swipe made more brutal due to the tiny serrations on the surface of the bill. Every powerful flick nicking off scales, slicing into flesh, death by 1,000 cuts. The injured drop out of the bait ball. Easy pickings. Their voracious circling has drawn attention, creating a welcome opportunity for airborne assailants. Dive bombing into the fray, the seabirds share the rewards. But the sailfish have the advantage, enjoying the majority of the spoils. It's a tour de force, their hunting prowess the result of a multitude of elements working in synergy. A patrolling great white shark gently cruises at 3 to 4 kilometers an hour. Unimpressive, until it's revealed they can do that for 100 kilometers a day. Every day for most of their 70-year lifespan. In terms of biological design, these marine apex predators are the complete package. Counter-shading camouflages them. From above, they blend into the darkness. From below, their bright bellies meld with the sunshine. Their tough, muscular bodies are streamlined to minimize drag. Sharks have a lightweight frame of flexible cartilage, half as dense as bone, an energy saving that allows them to siphon more effort into swimming. An action that's enhanced by stiff wing-like fins and a tail that together create dynamic lift and thrust them forwards. To cap it off, 6 highly refined senses. Their snouts lined with electroreceptors that detect the slightest muscle twitches. A superpower that guarantees no splash goes undetected. This sleek, torpedo-shaped hunter answers the call. This daunting power play has a name: the Polaris attack. Once they're locked on, they explode vertically. Launch force from their thrashing tail, so powerful their hulking bodies become airborne. Breaching up to 3 meters above the surface. Off the coast of South Africa, researchers have found great whites use the topography to their advantage. Charging up from the darkness, their strategy is akin to a fighter pilot coming out of the sun. Angle of trajectory, roughly 45 degrees. From launch to strike, 2 to 3 seconds. No time to flee. Airtime, a fraction over a second. Spectacular, yet costly. Breaching is energy sapping. But with 50-50 odds of scoring a rich, fatty meal, great whites take the gamble. failed breaches are backed up by surface charges. These savage brawls driven by their desperate need to refuel. One seal pup every 3 days. The estimated energy required to keep one of these daunting engines running. In the shallows, speed and power are replaced with more cunning strategies. Here, a predator manifests speed in a very different way. Moving so fast, it makes fish literally disappear. The perpetrator of this vanishing act is a master. The opposite of streamlined, the dumpy, cumbersome gait of a stonefish hides its true talents. Camouflage, concealment, and strike speed. 15 milliseconds, and it's over. A cloud of sand, all that remains until the next assault. Stonefish have tricked out throats, lined with skin folds that can balloon out in an instant, greatly increasing the volume of their mouth. When triggered, the combined action of gaping wide and expanding these throat pleats produces a strong suction effect. The pressure difference between the inside of its mouth and the environment outside so great, the resulting vortex vacuums in the prey. Being able to mimic the reef and surrounding rubble allows these sneaks to lay their trap out in plain sight. Biding their time, these ambush predators lurch into action only when their quarry is less than a body length from the strike zone. Their camouflage and speed rarely failing them. Deviousness thrives on the sea floor. Frilly beard, beady eyes, sandy cloak with grit to match. Subtle and stealthy. A shark that plays by a different set of rules. No chase, no bloodbath, just pure genius. Carpet sharks, fondly called wobbegongs, are deceptive creatures. Sluggishly cunning, they entice their meals to draw near. The wiggly tendrils, an irresistible temptation. Any that stray too close instantly flip the switch on this fishy vacuum. The toothy gait is escape-proof. The wobbegong's wide, powerful jaws create a strong backdraft, drawing in their food. The excess water is quickly backwashed out via the gills, adding power to the vortex. To accommodate bigger bites, they're able to dislocate their jaw. Wobbegongs aren't above using a different tactic to lure in curious fish. A rhythmic tail flick, charming and disarming. These fleshy lures are actually sensory barbs, detecting anything delicious swimming near. An extremely alluring fishing technique displayed by a masterful bottom feeder. Every ambush hunter follows its own distinct method, utilizing special features and unique techniques, guaranteed to deliver. Impaling a meal at 10 meters per second, there's little chance of escape. Triggering these spring-loaded spears from the safety of its sandy bunker is a mantis shrimp. Perched on a mobile stalk, their compound eyes, the most complex in the natural world, enable them to see in 3D, detect visible light, ultraviolet, and polarized light. How they use this information is still a mystery, but it's of obvious value to a hungry carnivore. Once struck, nothing can give these aggressive crustaceans the slip. Snagging hooks on their raptorial appendages ensure that. Adding to the grip factor, these fiendish spikes are equipped with a barbed tip. These specialized forelimbs rapidly lash out, exploiting power amplification mechanisms, a deadly combination using stored elastic energy and recoil. Their raptorial limbs have a spring and latch system. One muscle draws in the spring, another keeps the latch in place. When prey draws near, a third muscle lets it fly. With over 450 species, mantis shrimp are divided into two dojos. Spearers tend to skewer soft menu items, while smashers are equipped to take on tougher prey. Rainbow-colored, skittering across the ocean floor, the peacock mantis shrimp, the ultimate smasher. Within this vibrant, seemingly harmless frame lies a formidable weapon. Club-like claws, strong enough to crush bone and shatter glass. It's the fastest predatory strike in the sea. The peacock mantis shrimp's hammer flings out like an arrow from a taut bow at about 23 meters per second. 50 times faster than the blink of an eye. Similar to the action seen with spearers, the potential energy in the latch claw transfers to the club and literally explodes on release, momentarily causing the surrounding water to boil, with temperatures akin to the surface of the sun. In the club's wake, destructive cavitation bubbles that implode like a mini fireworks display, the resulting shock waves fracturing tough shells and exoskeletons. These ultra-fast strikes break the sound barrier, creating audible pops. It's crab versus battering ram. The speed and power of the shrimp's claws presents no contest and no mercy. The shallows are perilous, but so too is the surface of this river in the Amazon basin. Determination and hunger can inspire astonishing feats. Arowanas are famed for breaching the barrier. Their excellent vision allows them to detect prey in or out of the water. Primed for attack, these bony-tongued fish thrash their powerful tails. Serpentine waves ripple along their body, overcoming the water's resistance, launching them to impressive heights. Up to 2 meters. Living fossils, arowanas have been putting on these aeronautical stunts for millions of years. An impressive, gravity-defying display. Conquering water's resistance to hunt is a challenge. But what if water becomes the weapon? A squadron of archerfish lie in wait. At their disposal, a steady stream of ammunition. A target's acquired and lined up. The accuracy of these water projectiles is remarkable. Adjusting their eyes to account for light bending at the surface, these aquatic snipers figure out their victim's height above the water, which in turn determines where it will land. Next, the water jet. These small fish have elevated spitting to an art form. An extraordinary marvel of physics, one unraveled by high-speed cameras. Instead of breaking up into droplets, researchers have discovered that the speed of the water jet exiting the archerfish's mouth increases over time. The pointy shape of the archerfish's head is what makes this unique jet possible. The narrow profile of its mouth, like the barrel of a gun. Sucking in water, the fish loads up with ammo. By pursing its lips, it squeezes out a strong squirt. The tail end of the stream is actually forced out faster, allowing it to catch up with the tip. Mid-spit, the fish boosts the pressure by pursing its lips tighter. This forward motion fills the head of the jet like a balloon, resulting in one large, lethal drop. Its speed and size grows until impact. Weaponized water, an ingenious tool, expertly wielded by these spitting assassins. At the air-water interface, the surface, miracles can happen. Walking on water, less of a supernatural act and more of a scientific marvel, made possible by surface tension. This wobbly racetrack is reserved solely for lightweights, like giant water spiders. Water molecules stick to each other in every direction. Those at the surface have none above them, so they hang on to their neighbors extra tight, forming a thin elastic film. When they tread on the surface, a dimple is created, giving them an edge to push off, propelling them forwards. As it gallops, the spider keeps its back legs static, so they act like a hydrofoil, giving it lift, reducing drag. It's a delicate balance, achieved by evenly distributing their body weight, by spreading out their long, far-reaching legs. In addition, minuscule waxy hairs on the tips of their feet, or pockets of air trapped by leg hairs, repel the water, keeping them high and dry. Fishing spiders anchor themselves on the edge of the water, their liquid web. Front legs extended, sensitive hairs attuned, ready to detect any telltale ripples. An opportunity quickly seized. The angler resets on the bank. Frantic wing beats set off miniature waves. The peaks and troughs gradually reaching shore. With grace and agility, the final act of this eerie water ballet plays out. The appeal of a free lunch is universal, but caution is wise. Insect larvae, irresistible to small fish. Success can build up a false sense of security. It's what this reptile's banking on. A snapping turtle lowers its drawbridge. Bait, set. Their wiggly tongues mimic larvae, a disguise that's enhanced by pumping blood into them. A plump, juicy pretend worm, hard to resist. Their trap has plenty of time to attract victims. Snapping turtles able to hold their breath for close to an hour. Powerful jaws clamp down with phenomenal speed. The force of the snap boosted by their large, muscly head. With no teeth, a razor-sharp beak completes the job. Extreme overkill, combined with patience, a vibrant bait trap, tough armor, and lightning reflexes. These prehistoric creatures have little to fear. Equally alluring are these lie-in-wait predators. Frogfish or anglerfish are found in shallow temperate waters around the world. For going swimming, they prefer to walk along the seabed. Fins have become feet, complete with toe-like projections for stability. They are masters of camouflage, changing color or staying still long enough to be covered with algae. But this is not their only talent. A 6-millisecond disappearing act. A gulp that sees their mouth stretch open up to 12 times its usual size. And it all happens about 16 times faster than a human blink. Their fishing tackle, the front spine of their dorsal fin, modified into a rod. Tipped with a fleshy lure called an 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗁𝗀. Every species a skillful twitcher, with unique bait to flourish, wafting, waiting, at times, these aquatic hunters set themselves up at strange angles. This is when their foot-like fins come in handy, propping them up, keeping them stable, allowing them to concentrate on reeling in their catch. As there's no danger of losing their bait, it's a quick, sure snap, and it's gone. The Earth's waterways and vast oceans have given rise to a multitude of exquisitely adapted creatures. Their physiology and biomechanical adaptations so unique that they seem almost alien. A fleeting glimpse would skim over this phenomenal disguise. Being mistaken for coral, the highest compliment for this master of camouflage. The broad-club cuttlefish. Able to change the color and texture of their skin, life is one long masquerade for these cephalopods. Using elastic pigment sacs called chromatophores, they alter their appearance in a split second. This adaptive cloaking device keeps them safe from predators and hidden from their prey. Unmasked, they reveal other unusual qualities. In cruise mode, rippling fins on the side of their body propel them along. But if there's danger, an internal jetpack, fueled by a forceful stream of water, ideal for quick getaways. While impressive, their attack speed is jaw-dropping. It's the stuff of science fiction horror films. Snatch and grab. Extendable tentacles shoot out, then snap back into a deadly grasp. Slowed down, another chameleon-like feature becomes apparent. The broad-club cuttlefish is named for the wide sucker-lined pads on the end of their feeding tentacles. Each club armed with 8 rows of suckers. The largest in the center. Until use, the feeding tentacles are kept retracted inside pouches under their eyes, ready to whip out in an instant. Hidden within their appendages, another tool, a razor-sharp beak that injects a paralyzing toxin. Together, the beak and sticky club allow these cuttlefish to carry out 2-pronged attacks. After the pads hit their mark, it's quickly retracted into an 8-arm embrace. The beak's poison, a sneaky, swift kiss of death. Lightning fast. Accurate. Strikes that score high kill ratios. The broad-club cuttlefish leaves nothing to chance. Found in the tropical marine waters of the Indo-Pacific, a slingjaw wrasse patrols the coral. Unsuspecting victims swim calmly by until it reveals its weapon. A lethal device that flicks out as fast as a switchblade. 10 Gs. The acceleration of this remarkable straw. 3 times the G-forces of a rocket launch. Perfect for those hard-to-reach rocky crevices. When feeding, the slingjaw wrasse essentially doubles its reach with the swift ejection of their protrudable mouth. It's a biological version of a mechanical linkage system. Like a scissor lift, the wrasse's jaw quickly swings out on its joints, transforming the mouth into a tube. The resulting suction vacuums up the morsel. These amazing jaws reach out more than half the wrasse's total body length. They're able to pull off this incredible stunt because their lower jaw is not firmly attached to their skull. A remarkable adaptation to their habitat. When unleashed, lethal to anything that strays within its sights. For fish, water is their only home. But many creatures rely on both water and land for their survival. Amphibious creatures straddle both worlds. An enigmatic example cruises Australian waterways. The platypus. Shy, primitive-looking, with a comical bill. These monotremes are built for aquatic life. Their fine, dense fur offers both insulation and buoyancy. They are the only mammal that uses its forelimbs in a rowing motion. Its otter-like forepaws are webbed, providing thrust. A diving platypus adopts a streamlined position. Hind legs tucked in, the broad beaver-like tail a rudder. While submerged, their eyes, ears and nostrils are sealed shut. But they can still navigate. Platypus are equipped with a superpower, a sixth sense. Their soft, leathery snouts are packed with receptor cells that help the platypus detect subtle movements and electrical signals sent out by their prey. Changes in their physical surroundings, such as pressure and movement, are picked up by one set of specialized receptors, the mechanoreceptors, while the electroreceptors detect and track electrical activity produced by contracting muscles of their prey. Sweeping their heads from side to side, they collect and pull this information to figure out the exact location of their intended victim. Despite being hidden in silt, freshwater shrimp and worms cannot escape a platypus's bill. Its radar system never fails. A cluster of unusual talents. The platypus is a beguiling quirk of nature. The very nature of water gives its residents fluidity and grace. Its density lends support to some of the largest creatures on the planet. Incredibly, 50 million years ago, these majestic creatures walked the land. Now, whales revel in their watery playground. Unlike fish, these marine mammals swim by flexing their tails in an up and down motion. Their wide, powerful flukes thrusting them forward. Wing-like fins provide steering and stability. cruising along with a wide net, it's easy to scoop up a meal. However, their smaller relatives have to work harder and smarter. Relying on supreme intelligence and swimming ability, size isn't an issue. A dolphin powers its smooth, streamlined body through the water by undulating its muscular rear end. Thrust production is enhanced by a pair of broad tail flukes. In addition, their sturdy pectoral fins provide hydrodynamic lift. A body so perfectly designed, their swift and sure movements appear effortless. But everything needs fuel. When closer to shore, a horizontal tail is advantageous, allowing access to the shallows where a vertical tail would flounder. Famed for their intelligence, dolphins have infinite methods to round up meals. Water clarity is never an issue. They can always track down prey through echolocation. Dolphins send out high-frequency pulses, or clicks, sound waves that travel quickly through the water. When they bounce off an object, the echoes return back. The signals are then received through the dolphin's lower jaw. The sound waves are then channeled through the ears to the brain, which interprets them into an image. There's no beating biosonar. Echolocation is one tool these charming predators can rely on. Another is their innate creativity. Strand feeding is a dangerous but calculated gambit. Fish are bullied into the shallows. Once trapped, pod members charge. The rewards outweigh the risk of becoming stranded. The wash, churning mud, and the angle of the bank provide a slide back to safety. Back in the river, they build momentum for another drive. Their powerful tail and fins propel them forward, the force forming a wave, driving them onto the bank. Fish leap and scatter. The commotion attracting birds. But there's little competition. The dolphins snap up most of the fish, sliding back to the safety of deeper waters. The largest member of the dolphin family, the orca, or killer whale, commands the ocean. Weighing in around 6 tons and up to 8 meters long, they can reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers an hour. The distinctive black and white markings belie a sleek, streamlined body. A layer of blubber smooths the contours, giving it a fusiform shape, creating less drag in the water. They are highly social, some living in matriarchal family pods of 4 generations. As apex predators, they have sophisticated hunting techniques. Punta Norte Peninsula in Argentina is a favorite stalking ground. In March and April, sea lion pups learn to swim in the rocky channels. Similar to dolphin strand feeding, beach hunting is not instinctive behavior. It's a risky technique, one that could see them beached. A slow, drawn-out death. It takes years of practice. Juvenile orcas shadow their mothers to learn. The youngest sil pups play on the sand at the water's edge, unaware of the looming danger. With torpedo-like precision, the orca strikes. The powerful dorsal fin cuts through the water, providing stability. The peduncle muscle on its rear torso is the engine room. The seal pups scatter, a lucky escape this time. The pod regroups. They seize another opportunity. A wave provides extra speed and propulsion. Interlocking teeth clamp the seal in a vice-like grip, thrashing it about until it's disabled. The orca wriggles and maneuvers its massive body parallel with the beach, relying on waves to wash it safely back to deeper waters. A steep shoreline works in the orca's favor. The juveniles stay close, hoping to get some of the spoils. Perhaps next year, they'll be skilled and strong enough to make the catch themselves. With 70% of the planet covered by ocean, it was inevitable that animals would evolve to conquer the land. One ambitious fish made the great leap, claiming the muddy intertidal zone as its niche. The mud skipper has embraced its amphibious life, making alterations to better adapt. Their long pectoral fins stick out from their body, and they have developed hinge joints, allowing them to climb out, walk around, and explore. They are not limited to crawling. The next best puddle is just a tail flick away. Spending 90% of their time out of the water, mud skippers have had to adapt their breathing system. They shut their gill chambers, retaining water inside the cavities, allowing the gills to function as normal, like scuba in reverse. They can also breathe, frog-style, through their skin and the lining of their mouth. It's a vital ability, as these fish often hunt on land. But there are other challenges. Prime real estate can cause squabbles. Raised dorsal fins, gaping mouths, bluff techniques these mini mud wrestlers use to intimidate their foe. The victor holds its ground, earning its place on the riverbank. Oceans and waterways fostered the development and evolution of life. Nature constantly finding elegant and ingenious ways to get around. Making the leap to a terrestrial life opened up a world of alternate possibilities for locomotion. Biomechanics changed to overcome different obstacles, new frontiers and challenges that would push the animal kingdom forward toward the ultimate endgame, to to adapt and survive.